Where are we at, Ron? Are we rolling?
We are rolling, sir.
We are rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the People Like Us podcast. We are joined today by the man that needs no introduction, the unicorn that is Mr. Rob Coates.
But you still introduced me.
Yeah. One of one.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful mind, beautiful soul. And you know what? Some of the stuff you say I think is absolutely mental. But some of it you say, and I actually think you're right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff you say is actually right. You know what? Even if 10% of what you say is right, that's still scary. Because some of the stuff, do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what? I've now started putting my money where my mouth is. I've currently got money invested in the price of oil coming down and Reform not winning the next general election.
Reform not winning the next general. How the hell is
I've
that?
got my money in those at the moment.
That's a canny bet at the minute as well. That like
Yeah.
that's
The odds must have been big there, were they?
well in local elections.
I've risked 100 about a month ago. I put this bet on. I've risked 100, and it'll be about £55 profit. I'll probably cash out before that.
Yeah, bottle it.
But I don't think Reform will win the next election. So I started putting my money where my mouth is now and betting on things like that.
I know nothing about politics, but I do see the polls. Is that right? Like I see graphs on the telly and that.
Yeah.
And the graphs look like Reform have just took. Like there's no way they're not going to win.
Yeah,
basically.
in local elections, there's been a landslide for Reform. Like
Right now,
it's-
yes. But I think, firstly, they're all just Tories. They're just getting Tories over. We
Yeah.
don't like the Internet Safety Act. Let's get the politician who wrote it. We don't like the Boris wave. Let's get the politician who brought the Boris wave in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Restore are on the rise. I think Restore will overtake Reform before the next election happens.
Who's Restore?
Rupert Lowe's party. So far, they're a new party.
Right.
They've only run for 10 seats in the local elections.
Right.
They won all 10.
Right.
If they'd halved their votes, they still would have won all 10.
Okay.
And they're running against Andy Burnham in this upcoming by-election, and I think it'd be hilarious if they beat Andy Burnham at that.
What's their like main policies? Because Reform and Restore sound like two very similar things.
He was a Reform MP,
yeah,
and they basically kicked him out for being too right-wing. So he formed Great Yarmouth First. He's the only MP for Great Yarmouth First at the moment, but he's just whitewashing Yarmouth. He owns Yarmouth right now.
Like, do you know, like to the idiot like me, right? You know when you get the what they call Reform and
Reform is Nigel Farage. Restore is Rupert Lowe.
right. So Reform, like to like an ignorant mind like me, when I hear that like Farage and for what that thing is, whatever he is, I think, what does that stand for? That's like, we are British and we are best. Don't let no foreigners into the country. Is that pretty much it in a nutshell?
Yeah, but Farage is one of the talks a good game, but then doesn't deliver. So he said things like, we have to appeal to the Muslims, else we'll lose the election in 2050 because there'll be too many of them. And you think, well, you could just stop them coming in if that's what you believed.
What does Restore mean? What's their shtick? Like, if you could say what Reform's shtick is in 2 lines, what would it be?
The word reform means to change, to adapt, to
Means to go back.
to move things. Reform, whereas restore is to go back to your former glory.
Right, that's it.
So the clue is in the name as well. Yeah.
So Restore sort of like go back to before.
Restore wants to polish the old brass. Reform wants to replace the brass with stainless steel.
Right.
Right, okay. I was going to say, I've just got this is the AI overview, like,
but Farage has basically said we can't. We'll deport all the immigrants. Vote for me, I'll deport all the immigrants. And he says, we can't actually deport them all.
No, we can't.
He says that on one hand and he says that with the other hand. He also has a history of leaving things. I think if his opinion polls get below whatever, maybe 20, 15, he'll just quit.
You think?
He's got a history of quitting when things aren't going his way.
UKIP as well.
And there's still about 3 years to go for his opinions to get low enough for him to quit.
Are you only a year into that Labour thing?
For what? So
before the next election? Is it 3 years away?
Oh, it's whenever Keir decides to call it, but the longest it can be is 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of time for Farage to quit if things aren't going his way.
How long do they get in this country for?
5.
You get 5 years.
Maximum of 5, but the Prime Minister can call an election whenever he wants. So the idea is at some point in that 5 years, you'll be popular enough to say, let's have an election and restart that 5 years again.
Right. Okay. And how many times can you do that? Just once?
No, so the PM can call an election every day if he wants to.
So why wouldn't the PM just like talk a good game, do loads of good stuff in the first 6 months, do an election, then just rinse, repeat.
Because people get sick of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, he's still got 4.5 years on his calendar at that point. So that's what you're saying. If you're like 3 years in and you want to go right instead of these 2 years, like extend it to 5, call an election.
Especially if you want to do something radical that would take 3 or 4 years to do, you need to give yourself that time to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at we had sort of Brexit and then like 3 general elections in a couple of years. Sort of 2015, 2020, we had a lot of elections.
Yeah.
And people were starting to get a bit sick of it, you know.
Yeah.
How many like prime ministers have we had in the past 10 years?
Jesus.
How many have we had? Because like we should have just had like 1 or 2,
So
right?
Ron Starmer, we had Lil Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss, Boris Johnson,
Oh my God, Liz Truss.
Theresa May. We might be getting to the 10 years now, but Cameron was before. Cameron lost the Brexit vote, so that was 2016. So that's probably 7 in the last 10 years.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
So literally they've got like a lifespan on average of 1.5 years.
Look at the Tories last time. We've got Boris Johnson. He quit. We've got Liz Truss for like 50 days or whatever it was. And then we've got Sunak.
I love Boris. Boris was the one. As I've said before, I think I think we've got to the point where we all just have to admit, doesn't matter which side you're on, reform, the other one, the blue, the red, doesn't matter, yellow. Like, you just all got to admit that they all say a certain shtick and they're going to do some of it and they're going to lie about some of it. And that's pretty much everybody, right? So, like, it doesn't really matter who you pick, because you're going to get some of what they're saying, but they're going to lie about some of it. So does it really matter? And I think in that case, stop like judging politics. Stop choosing which side you're on based on what they're saying, because it's nonsense anyway. You might as well just pick them for, like, I personally pick them for how funny they are. Like, out of them all the politicians in the past 10 years, I liked watching Boris.
Well, Joe, I love Boris, right? I'm such a Boris fan. He betrayed me. He almost literally physically stabbed me in the back.
Why?
I just felt, after the 2019 election and what I thought I voted for, I felt properly betrayed by him. But if he came back, I don't think I could say no to him. He's such a funny, friendly, charming guy. Do you know what I mean?
Have a cup of tea.
He could be punching me in the face. I'm like, I love you, Boris.
He's all right, Boris, isn't he? Like, he's just a politician,
He's
isn't he?
just a big armless bear.
Big, stupid, lying,
It's one of them
funny
things
guy.
as well. I think he came in at a very tough time, to say the least, because he came in and then COVID hit and no one's ever been in that situation before, really. So
He didn't really get a proper term, did he?
no,
Well, that election was end of 2019, October, November, something like that.
yeah. So as we were
COVID started like
so
January
he maybe
2020.
had 3 months of normality, realistically, before everything started going down the drain.
He could use that as his, like, excuse, innit? As like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
why
true,
my shit
yeah.
never went well, because of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look back on it now, like, a lot of people resent the likes of, you Rishi Sunak. They don't agree with him, and Theresa May to some extent. Whereas I feel like no one really hates Boris.
That's what I mean.
Nobody hates Boris. Do you know who do hate Boris? Other politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the general public don't, because we're drawn to lovable nits, like lovable wallies. English people like that.
I mean, do you remember, go back to sort of 2010, 2012 when we're getting up for the London Olympics and he was London mayor? He was just the quintessential eccentric British politics. He was
With the hair, with the suits.
We saw a dining room table and said, let's play whiff waff.
This is him. This is exactly who he is.
Do you remember that zip line? You got stuck on the zip line waving Union Jacks hanging above London.
I think in terms of physical features, he also has a very uncanny resemblance to Donald Trump as well. So it was like quite weird at the
big
time.
wild blonde hair.
Yeah, because they were sort of in at the same time. Am I right in saying
Do you know,
that?
Boris Johnson's barber got a knighthood.
Did he?
No, he didn't.
It's honestly.
What, for that barnet, what he's
Boris
got?
Johnson's barber has a knighthood.
For what? For what?
I mean, Boris Johnson has a barber.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That's the
Boris
question we
Johnson
should
has
be
a barber. What? Really? Do you know, like, some of these people who have these haircuts, I mean, I can't speak because I've got a ponytail, but, like, Boris, like, somebody must have said to him, like, you do know that doesn't look good, right?
What do you ask for?
I don't know. Just, like...
I'm like, one back and sides, but off the top. What would you ask for to get a haircut like Boris Johnson's?
Moppy?
2 back and sides and Rule
Bread
Britannia.
knife and a cutting board.
Yeah. Same as Donald. Like, bless him. For what it's worth, Donald's hair's stuck on at this point,
That's
right?
a proper There's a style there, isn't there, Donald Trump's
See,
hair?
that's not too bad. That's getting somewhere.
Yeah, but you look at him in the wind.
Is he an albino or is he just blonde?
I think he's just British.
I think
Is he?
he's just very blonde, yeah.
But like blonde hair isn't British, is it? Blonde hair is like
I mean, his complexion and skin tone as well. He's just only Northern Europe could produce that complexion and that hair colour.
only Northern Europe.
You know,
Could, yeah. He's got the face of an Englishman and the hair of a Viking.
Do you remember when the press were, I can't remember why, the press were camped outside his house or something, and he came with a tray of tea.
Yeah.
That's when he melted my
In like a
heart.
tatty
And the
rugby
best
shirt.
thing was as well, they were like every person's mugs. No one has the same mugs. Everyone's got the Sports Direct,
It's like a tatty-
I'm the Boss mug, all this like, all these are
Tatty
rave
rugby shirt
different
with
mugs.
emulsion paint on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, mismatching mugs. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that is when I think we all fell in love with him.
yeah,
Because we can relate to that. We know what it's like to be in our scruffs,
yeah.
stinking a bit, you know, teacups and that aren't, or mugs that aren't washed properly.
Yeah.
You know, not all them were washed. They didn't all come out the cupboard. They're on the draining board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can picture him. I bet like just looking at him as a person, you get the, I'm not saying he's dirty, but you get the impression he's a bit messy. Do you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? I imagine his house to be just chaos. You know, like files left everywhere.
I imagine
and-
his study has stacks of paper like along the
Yeah.
wall, on the floor along
On the
the wall,
floor.
and he knows what the pile is.
Yeah, he's got pictures that he hasn't hung that are just
Yeah.
on the floor, lent against the wall.
See, I'd imagine he has multiple bookshelves, but none of them are filled.
No.
Like, he has books on them, but there are gaps in between.
Course.
Yeah.
Like, just, you know, the ones where you look at it and you go, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'd imagine his house will look.
His clothes never make it back to his bedroom.
No.
They go through the wash, but they just live in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, like in baskets,
He
the
prob-
ironing pile.
He probably
Yeah.
pays for a laundry service, and he probably takes that washing up and just puts it in the clean washing pile.
Basically. That's how he lives.
I reckon he doesn't even do that, mate. I reckon he puts his outfit out for the next day and leaves it on like a dining room chair.
Yeah. I can
and
see
like
that. Yeah,
flips
yeah.
it over the chair. So he'll
literally
just come
hangs
down
his
in the
shirt on it.
morning and just boxes on, you know.
Yeah.
I'll grab them, get changed in the dining room, and then go out.
Well, the kind of man who leaves it on the chair with like the sheepdogs running around as well, so they get
Yeah.
all the muddy paws on the bottom of his trousers while it's
Yeah.
hanging up.
Yeah. I picture Boris covered in dog hair as well.
Yeah.
You know, in his real life, just dog hair all over him.
I also think, you know, them really old carpets, like the red pattern.
You know,
Yeah.
yes, the
Yeah.
big shag rug ones
Yeah.
where they're fluffy.
His
Yeah.
favourite chair is green leather, and it's got like this worn at the corners
Yeah.
of the arms.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and he falls asleep in it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
You can see the arse imprint on the seat.
That's it. Yeah. I
a
picture him
man.
like, yeah, that's what he is. He's just like you say, like he's not eating caviar. You picture him, he is literally getting like meal deals and pizzas from Sainsbury's. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's what he does. He's living off bags of chicken nuggets. Like he's got the money, but he's just. Is that his house?
Like he'll
Yeah,
shop
bizarre.
at like Fortnum and Mason's, but there'll be a bag of quavers in there as
of
well.
course there will. Is that his gaff there?
Yeah. It's his
Oh yeah,
girlfriend.
he's ridiculously rich.
And, do you know
Because his dad was a high politician as well.
his dad was a politician?
I think he was in international politics. Well, conspiracy theory. He wrote some kind of book like decades ago about like a one world government and World Economic Forum. It was all
His
very
dad?
linked to COVID. Yeah, I can't remember the exact details now, but his dad, decades before Boris Johnson was a name, was writing books that came true in the COVID era.
I mean, you've got to be posh. Call your kid Boris.
Yeah.
That's not even
Do you know
close
what I
to his
mean?
real name.
I would
what?
love to know what his dad
something-
sounds like.
Google his full name. It's something like Boris DeFifel Johnson. It's a
Is he? I don't think they can't be 100% English. He must be half something else. He must be. Must be half.
Alexander Boris DeFifel Johnson. DeFifel's a name, isn't it?
Defifel Johnson.
It sounds like someone with like, what is it? Where they can't read
But
properly.
I'm going to be a man of the people. Boris.
It looks
Boris is the name of the people.
It looks like a really poor spelling of delightful.
So you can tell somewhere there's an English family and a French family married for political reasons, and he's come further down that family tree.
Yeah.
I never knew he was called Alexander.
No.
I've learned something new today.
Everyone just calls him Big Boris, don't they?
What do you know about this, Rob? Talk to me. There's a few points I've heard in recent weeks that
Right.
I don't know enough about, and I was hoping you might. One of it's Antarctica,
Okay.
and the chew that's what people are thinking about that, and the other one is the missing scientists.
The missing scientists are interesting.
Start with that.
Oh, yeah.
What do you know about this missing? So, correct. This is what I've learned through my little true crime videos and shit. Basically, in recent years or recent times, more than you would expect, scientists have disappeared off the face of the earth under unusual and suspicious circumstances.
Yes.
Things like leaving the house unannounced with no phone, no wallet, blah, 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 blah. And all of these scientists, or the vast majority of them, had some pretty naughty positions within some pretty naughty agencies.
Yeah.
Is that right? So what do you know, Rob?
So we've got these scientists who are, generally speaking, they're high up at universities or private science companies, things like anti-gravity technology, faster than light travel, that sort of thing.
Propulsions, materials,
ge-
metallurgies.
Uncombustible compulsion, so you don't need a flame in an oxygen environment, that sort of thing. Disappear under strange circumstances. And there's always the jokes and the memes of, I'm not suicidal, I'm not going to kill myself, and I have information relating to the arrest of Hillary Clinton and stuff like that. But they're doing things like there was one in particular, he went out with just his gun. Left his wallet, left his keys, left his phone. He went out with just his gun. His body's never been recovered. No one knows where he's gone. There's a bunch of them who just vanish off the face of the earth. But the fact they're all experts in these particular fields, along with we're now getting these UFO releases and things like this, people are asking a lot of questions. There's not many answers coming out. Obviously, the government are doing their usual, you're just seeing patterns where there aren't patterns. So scientists disappear all the time. You're just noticing it now.
That's what they're saying, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the spin.
That's the official line. Yeah.
And it may well be. Who knows? Who knows? It may well be all just a big coincidence.
See,
Who knows?
I haven't heard too much about this. Where did they go missing from? Is
all
it
over
like
America.
Different circumstances,
right, okay.
different times.
Some of them...
I thought it was like one research facility or something, and then they just all
I've been
disappeared.
hearing like generalities on podcasts. I can't remember the specifics of any one case.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, they're university lecturers. They work for private companies such as Boeing or Raytheon, and they're experts in things like anti-gravity technology, faster than light technology,
I heard one of
propulsion
them.
that doesn't need a flame, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Further along, Rob, I've heard certainly one of them was basically like the top boy when it came to basically making the decisions about what gets released to the public and not.
Yeah.
So therefore, he will have known a lot of stuff. Like he was the man to know. That's one of them. And yet one of somebody else, they weren't just working in like universities, they were working in secret government sites or government sites where nobody knew anything about. Yeah. Where there was a lot of speculation as to what goes on there. It was more than just lecturers. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what people are generally saying is we don't think these scientists are being killed.
No.
We think they're getting an offer they can't refuse and basically going to work in underground bunkers, 10 miles beneath the ground on secret technology.
What, and like basically been threatened?
Because again, if
makes sense.
say the guy that left home with just his gun, no keys, no wallet, no phone, nothing. If you thought your life was under threat, you'd be taking at least your phone, so your family might be able to track you if you got killed in the woods. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the one that sort of, when I heard that sort of makes it all fall through a little bit for me, because if I think if he's walked out with nothing but his gun, it's clear what he's going to do.
But then where is he?
The bear got him. Like there's a lot of creatures in America. You could be snapped up in half an hour.
But I think this is part of it. So many people disappearing, and there aren't any bodies.
Yeah.
What? So they've never found any of
all
the
these
bodies?
People just vanished off the face of the earth, as far as we can tell.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, there's no trace whatsoever.
There's no one hanging from trees or found at the bottom of a cliff or with a gunshot to the back of the head. They physically just vanished.
Do you think the government do disappear people, or do you think that's just something we say?
I think they would if they needed. Again, let's say Roswell was real and they've got this UFO, and they've spent nearly a century now working out all the technology, gone, right, we just need this one piece. That university lecturer did a really good speech last year. I think he might know. How do you get him to work on that ship and not tell people the secrets? You need to know for sure, 100%, he's not going to tell people what's going on. So is that when you put a bag over their head, chuck them in the back of an SUV, and when you let them out, they're like 10 miles underground in the secret military base, he said, right, you're safe, but you're going to solve this puzzle for us first.
What do you think of Bob Lazar?
Do you know what, until you mentioned him it was his podcast where I first heard of him. He's everywhere now.
Everywhere now.
I was listening there's a channel called the UFO Files, a conspiracy YouTube channel. They've started doing a weekly podcast now. Now, the guy about 2 weeks ago, I can't remember his name, he's got a series on Amazon Prime. Is it S4, the Bob Lazar story?
Yeah, I watched it last week.
So this guy's been working with Bob Lazar using Unreal Engine 5, which is a video game technology to make realistic levels and worlds. They're working with Bob Lazar to make the most realistic model of what he saw
It's in the film.
humanly possible. Yeah, well, I think this guy made this documentary.
Luigi, it's called.
They're also working using, so you'll be able to walk around this model virtually is the goal. They're also releasing a proper die-cast model. And I'm like, I was thinking of you when he was talking, but it's going to be like a to-scale model, and you can take the lid off, and they're turning this suit, and they're working with Bob Lazar on every single detail. And they're making the most real. I can't wait for this to come out. It sounds incredible.
Yeah. What, you mean not S4? S4's out.
No, I mean this model of the UFO.
Right, okay.
Again, and it's one thing making it on the computer game so you can play it on your VR goggles.
Yeah.
But to get your hands on the actual model, the Bob Lazar's gone, every detail of that is what I saw. I think that's going to be an awesome model when that comes out.
Yeah, I think I heard him on a well-known podcast recently. Bob Lazar was on there with Luigi, the guy that made S4,
Yeah.
with him. So obviously, to make that program S4, Bob Lazar played a part in it, and he told him. And Bob Lazar was saying when he walked in and seen the set, basically, he couldn't believe how accurate it was. And he said, like, no, down to the finest detail.
Well, he was saying he's had to rein him in a bit because he'll show him, like, it's not just a spaceship, they're doing a hangar around it as well, so you get the full environment. And Lazar's like, there wasn't a sink next to that door. It was like another 3 feet down the wall. And he's like, the sink doesn't matter, Bob. People aren't looking at the sink on me, mate.
Have you watched it, Ron?
I haven't, Matt.
He was saying on this podcast, it's the little details that make his story feel accurate. So there's I don't know, imagine a hangar, a concrete floor, and there's a grill in the floor, like a drainage grill. And he says to Bob, so where did that lead to? I don't know. I was walking across the grill to get to the spaceship. I was looking at the UFO.
Yeah.
And he was saying, if someone was lying, they'd make up that detail. Do you remember the grill? Oh, there were 3 red cables going along it, and I could see a drain. And Bob's like, I don't know. I didn't look in the drain. Little things like that. He's saying the more you speak to Bob Lazar, the more it's feeling real.
You know, if you could choose on whether he was telling the truth or lying, what would you choose?
Well, which one do I want to be true?
Yeah. I want him to be lying.
It's the stereotypical aircraft for a UFO.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me about
I
it.
just think
It's not something where it's like...
It's a flying saucer, which is so stereotypical.
That's what I mean. If it was something completely different, I'd look and go, maybe. You know?
But the big thing now is Tic Tacs coming out of the ocean, isn't it? Everyone's moved away from flying saucers now to Tic Tacs.
But in S4, he does say, and he has said this story since when he first started spilling this. He said there's more than one spaceship.
Yeah.
So in these hangars, there was 6, 7, 8 different hangars,
Yeah.
and each one of them was quite different to the other one. Different shapes, different sizes. One of them looked like a jelly mold, apparently. One they had like models of them or whatever. How do they do it? CGI or something? What they're doing? How are they making us see that on the screen? They're not making life size models.
I haven't watched S4, but what Luigi's doing is, so when you're making a video game, a 3D video game, you have a game engine.
Right.
And so they're using the latest, best one, Unreal Engine 5.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
When the 4th Matrix movie came out, there was a demo for Unreal Engine 5, and they made this insanely realistic recreation of the Matrix city.
Right.
And you could walk through, and the fabric on the coat flows properly, the rain's flowing properly, the traffic, it looks like you can show in a movie. And he's using that engine to create the most realistic thing he can, with Bob Lazar picking up the details.
Boys, I hope he's lying.
The potential downsides, if aliens are real, is terrifying.
Yeah, I hope they're not.
I like Stephen Hawking used to say, we don't want aliens to find us, because every time in human history, when a larger society finds a smaller society, the smaller society dies.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
We find an island, we kill the natives, and we live there instead. And Stephen Hawking was like, I don't want the aliens to come to Earth, because we will be the smaller society.
And Stephen couldn't run.
He was
at it, really. He was the first one catch, wasn't he?
So did you ever hear about Stephen Hawking's dinner party for time travellers?
No.
It's
What
quite
do
a
you
famous
mean?
thing. So he threw a party. I think it was like the Oxford University Library or something like that.
Right.
He throws a party and nobody turns up. And then a few weeks later, he puts an advert in the newspaper, party for time travellers, Oxford University Library, and the date in the past. And that's his way of proving that time travellers or time travel doesn't exist, because people would have come back to have dinner with him.
Would they though?
But well, people are now saying, we now know, even us non-time travellers now know, that Hawking was a regular guest to Epstein Island. So maybe the time travellers just wanted nothing to do with him.
Maybe, yeah. Do you know that thing with Stephen on that island? Like,
Where are you going to go with
what
this?
are you doing exactly? Like,
Stephen Hawking was a womanizer.
what?
He cheated because he wasn't always disabled, was he? The condition got worse as he went on.
Yeah.
When he was at almost his worst, he was cheating on his wife with his nurse.
What?
That's for real.
Nah, what do you mean? He's cheating.
Stephen Hawking was a womanizer.
Was all his stuff working like?
He can't be talking to her through that machine like that. No way. Surely there's got to be some sort of restrictions in
Imagine
place
that
where it's
machine
like,
whispering seductively in your ear.
no, come here.
Oh yeah, baby,
You dirty
baby,
girl.
baby.
Oh, God.
Oh, and that's what I don't get off on this Stephen thing, because I think, like, okay, so he was on the island, like, for what though? Like, with the greatest of respect, Steve, like, what's he able to do? You know, what is he able to do?
Cheat on his wife, apparently.
Man can't get the slaver off his chin. You know what I mean?
If you're ever feeling lonely, just remember that Hitler had a girlfriend and Stephen Hawking was cheating on his wife.
I didn't know he was cheating on his wife. Can we fact check that, Ron? Did Stephen Hawkins cheat on his wife? Because I cannot believe that this guy's got that in him. If he did, then this just opens up everything else. That this is like, okay, there's more to the stuff, more to Stephen than meets the
It
eye.
proves that the brain's the best sex organ.
Exactly, yeah. Let's have a look. What are we searching for? My eyes are terrible. Left his first wife, Jane, for his nurse. Oh, God.
Elaine Mason.
Stephen!
His poor wife.
Can you imagine?
You think you'd be pretty safe, wouldn't you?
Can you imagine her saying, hang on a minute.
Surely he's not cheating on me.
No, yeah. Imagine her. I bet she's a lesbian now, isn't she? She's just literally just changed her mind.
Yeah,
that is the biggest insult
How
ever.
do you get over that?
Jesus. Steve Hawkins cheated on you. Fuck's sake, man.
That's bad.
That's
You'd
bad.
be pretty
that.
confident you were the fit one in the relationship, wouldn't you?
But getting back to this Bob Lazar thing, I know it's probably the most talked about thing on like podcasts and things, but the thing is, like, his story really hasn't changed, has it? And
No.
the detail in his story is quite. He's either an absolute maniac.
Well, this Luigi was saying, so Bob Lazar's described one of the rooms in this spacecraft really well. And he says, like, there's like support beams that go through the ceiling and the floor, like you get them at normal building. He's like, well, where do the support beams go? Don't know, I never went down there. Someone who was making it up probably would have made something up. But he's just like, no, I didn't see the end of that beam. I don't know where it went. And it's the little details that he doesn't know and admits to not knowing. Makes him feel more credible.
And there was the point. I mean, I'm sure now he's made money off it, but there was a long span of time where he wasn't getting money for what he was saying. I think he probably will have this S4 probably made a bit of money off that, but 10, 15, 20 years, however long it was, he was telling whoever wanted to listen, but didn't make no money.
I enjoy the theories about possible aliens as well. Reasons why they haven't come to us yet. So two of my favourites is, have you heard of, is it South or North Sentinel Island off the coast of India?
Yes.
Go on.
It's a untouched island, right? There's a tribe that lives there. That's about all we know. They're complete. When we have tried to make contact, we just get killed and eaten before we get in. So the Indian government, along with the help of other governments, said, right, we're going to leave them. There's like a 2-mile exclusion zone. No one goes near the island. We leave them be. Are we the space version of South Sentinel Island, where the aliens are like, look at that primitive race. Let's leave them be. We might give them some fancy disease that kills them off. The other theory that I like is that aliens are actually humans from the future. So you think, look how technology's moving our lives right now. We're using our brains and our mouths more, and we're not physically exercising as much. Take that forward a few thousand years, we're going to have skinny limbs and big heads and no tanks. We're not going outside. So could it be that aliens are humans from the future, literally coming here for tourism reasons and just, hey, look how we used to be thousands of years ago?
Well, there's another theory out there, which is one that I hear on a very popular podcast, which is maybe the human race, maybe our whole purpose was to build AI.
Yeah.
That was what we're here for. And they're watching.
Well, that goes into the Great Filter Theory as well.
Tell me
which
more.
is where it's the idea that every civilization hits a filter that stops them developing. And we even have this in human history. Every great civilization, the Romans, the Greeks, whatever, start to fall apart. And their politics and their gender theories and things like that all seem to take a similar path before the civilization breaks down.
Right.
So do we hit a filter where we just kill ourselves? We invent nukes, we invent AI, whatever we run out of oil, whatever it may be. And that's why no intelligent race can get off their planet, because we all hit some kind of filter that we just can't break through.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's only so much knowledge a species can have before it kills itself with that knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they're saying where we could potentially be doing now, basically.
And it would literally be a universal constant for any species.
Yeah. I don't know. This is, if gun to head, somebody said, what do you think the crack is top to bottom? My thing is that I think it's all made up. I think there's never been a real sighting, or if there were, it was something that was explainable. So all sightings are a combination of liars or people seeing something that wasn't a spaceship.
Yeah.
Like a blimp, a plane, some kind of secret US fucking or China fucking device or something. But I think there's either a lie or a reason for what everybody is. I think there's never been any visits. I think any of these crop circles, I don't think there was an S4. I know there was an S4, but I don't think that's what they were doing.
It may not be alien.
I think they were making weapons.
I think most sightings is secret military technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It's just secret aircraft. Because a lot of the sightings now are saying that the craft are coming out of the oceans. But why weren't they doing that 100 years ago?
Exactly.
Maybe because it's us developing the technology, but we can't tell people we're developing that technology.
It's just if there were, let's just say, right, I'm going to split this away. If there's never been no sightings on this planet, ever, I would be more convinced that there is aliens. And let me explain. Because if there'd never have been, and nobody could ever say there's never been a sighting, there's never been nothing suspicious, none of this. All it was is just something people rumoured, that there could be aliens. Then I'd believe it because it's just like, oh, they haven't got to us yet. They can't reach us. Like we can't reach them. But there is another thingy out there. But because there has been these sightings, like surely if they had have found us and they have this technology to come across the galaxy, like they would have just took us over, right? They would have just came and said, this is ours now.
I don't understand why they would come here and
For what,
not
exactly?
communicate en masse.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they communicate
It's
with
one
us?
thing, they're hidden in bunkers or whatever, yeah? Why wouldn't you just land and just walk into London and meet people? Like, there's been no sighting like that.
No.
There's never just been an alien just walk into a football match and then we'll go, what the fuck's that?
And like you ask, if they've got that kind of technology to come across universes and use what we know as propulsion methods, like surely they could just jump into our orbit and just zap into all of our screens, our phones, our tellies and everything and just go, now then, because they're that smart, they'll know how we speak.
But even if they can't, even if language is a barrier and they don't know how to zap into our mobile phones or anything like that, go back to the primitive thing again, yeah? We're a primitive tribe. They land on our planet. Why aren't they just walking up to a crowd of us and saying, hello, who are you? The fact there's not a single one of those events makes me think there's a good chance they haven't been here at all if they do exist.
I definitely think there's things that we aren't getting told. I definitely think there is secrets, but I don't think it's aliens. I think it's weapons.
Look at the discombobulators in Venezuela.
The what?
The weapons when they took over Venezuela in 90 minutes.
Oh, yeah. When they pinched that guy.
The discombobulator was always theorised.
What's a discombobulator? That sounds like a
We're
made-up
still
thing.
not 100% sure.
Sounds like a made up
No,
thing.
it's almost like a gun that uses sound waves. So they're not shooting people to death. They're making them feel so sick they just start vomiting and shitting themselves on the spot.
What? This doesn't exist.
It's like using sound waves at a certain frequency. You can just induce feelings into people.
I'm not having that. Rob and Ron, sure, is that real?
There are certain frequencies that can literally make you feel like despair.
Make you feel despair.
What's that phrase you use when you have a heart attack? Is it feelings of impending doom? And so you can literally induce that with the right frequency.
What?
So these guns aren't lethal. They just make the soldiers collapse, feeling like they're violently ill. And 10 minutes later, they're like, "What the fuck was that?"
So it just basically like takes them down.
Yeah, that's what using in Venezuela. That's why nobody was killed in the
name, secret discombobulator.
Well, Trump came up with the name discombobulator. That was him at a press con. Of course, Trump came up with that word.
Yeah, President Donald Trump said the US used a secret weapon he called the discombobulator to disable Venezuelan equipment when US captured Nicolas Maduro. Trump has also renewed his threat to conduct military strikes and land against drug cartels.
You may have heard of the brown noise. That's the same theory. The brown noise is this. I don't think anyone's actually proven the brown noise is, but it's a certain frequency that vibrates your bowels in such a way that you just shit yourself.
No, that exists.
I don't think anyone's actually made it work, but the idea is there. But then so no one knew that this discombobulator existed until it was used in warfare.
How do we know it was used? Because Trump does come out with some absolute whoppers, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's thought that might be what Iraq War Syndrome and Havana Syndrome are, is these same weapons.
Huh?
Soldiers came back from Iraq and they're still now suffering with all these symptoms that don't make a lot of sense.
Such as what? I've never heard this before.
I'm not sure the exact details, but it's Havana Syndrome is very similar. I think it's just like headaches and nausea, but still every day. 20 years since the Iraq War now?
Does it still feel ill?
Yeah, and people were saying that might be like the earlier versions of these weapons have caused these side effects in people.
I mean, then it's like chemical warfare, isn't it?
That was the leading theory, was the fumes from the oil wells catching fire in Iraq. But Havana Syndrome is very similar, and that's from Cuba. And there was no oil wells burning in Cuba.
So what Havana Syndrome the same?
Very similar, yeah.
So you feel ill when you go?
So people are saying, is that the US military experimenting with these weapons?
It could just be the rum.
Affecting them.
So it says here, the Havana Syndrome, also known as anomalous health incidents, referred to a mysterious set of debilitating symptoms, first reported by US and Canadian embassy staff in Havana, Cuba in 2016. With symptoms are immediate sensations, sudden startling onset, intense pressure and vibration in the head, lasting effects, lingering symptoms such as vertigo, tinnitus, profound cognitive fog, deliberating headaches and insomnia.
See,
because the Cuban War was mental. They were trying to blow up Castro's cigars and stuff like that. There was some mental stuff going on in that war.
Thing is, whenever you think of that period, you've got to also include something else into the mix, because on the outset you could think, hang on, there was these American and Canadian much more. I hate to sound like racist and stuff, but living in a much more advanced world than Havana. So how were they? How did they get behind? You know what I mean? Trick them, and it's yeah, mate, that isn't how you look at it. Because if Russia,
if the weapon is just big sound waves, part of the development of that weapon is how do you focus those sound waves on just the enemy? It's easy to make a big noise. How do you make the big noise only heard by some people
and not others?
So that's probably why British soldiers are still suffering with the Gulf War syndrome, because they were just blasting the battlefield with that noise to get everybody.
Interesting, right?
So you're telling me someone has a weapon like that camera from Cars 2?
Oh, you got to tell me about this one.
You love Cars too, don't you?
I love cars, mate.
You love cars.
I love cars, mate. It just seems, I don't know, there's so much, so many holes in it.
Sounds like Marvin the Martian.
But most movies are based on truth. It's when you go back and watch them years later, you go, oh shit, that was a true thing, actually. Yeah.
I suppose so, yeah. But a discombobulator.
It just sounds so silly, doesn't it?
I think we're at a point in military technology where if you could imagine it, it probably exists somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone's probably made a working version of it somewhere.
When it comes to weapons, I just assume 2 to 3 letters and numbers. That's what I assume. Weapon like your AK-47. You know, that's a weapon, not the discombobulator.
Discombobulator.
But just think about if you could make that noise cause any effect, even death. Do you know what I mean? Right? Imagine having to go into a battlefield. You haven't got to carry bullets. You haven't got to keep your weapon dry or your gunpowder dry or dust out of your guns. Or anything. You've literally an electrical circuit and a speaker. What a fantastic weapon. Felt like cause your enemy. Yeah. What a fantastic weapon to take anywhere. And that would work literally anywhere except for space.
Yeah. And theoretically as well, you would never need bombs ever again. Like a bombing run to then, like in World War II, for example, like Hacksaw Ridge when they used to bomb the ridge before you moved forward. You'd never have to do that ever again.
Yeah. Isn't there is rules, all right, like with stuff like that? Because I count that as chemical warfare, basically.
Yeah.
Like similar thing. But isn't the rules that like collectively all people say like that's against the rules? You can only shoot each other and blow each other up.
There is, but the winning side never gets told off for it.
Right.
So only ever the losers that go to court for breaking the rules.
Because if you think in theory, like that could have been done in any of these conflicts that have been on recently, just the recent ones, the Ukraine stuff, the Gaza stuff.
Well, in the Vietnam War, they used to drop speakers out the helicopters and play like the ghostly sounds of the Vietnamese going, "Oh, I wish I hadn't fought the Americans." And
what?
So the Vietnamese were like, "Oh shit, that sounds like the ghost of my relatives said I shouldn't be fighting the Americans."
Is that what they used to do?
They made the Vietnamese think that they were this inside the mourning spirits of the dead Vietnamese soldiers, so they would not fight as hard.
Jesus Christ, as if they used psychological warfare.
Even back then, the idea was there.
Jesus.
That was a mad thing, that Vietnam War thing. Have you ever watched a documentary on like what's going on there?
I've seen brief things about it.
You know, that was just nonsense. You know, they literally all just total nonsense. They just, I mean, that's the biggest fuck up America have ever made, really.
There was a weapons testing exercise.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that was it,
We have had a war since World War II. We've got some cool weapons. How can we make sure they work?
Let's go over there and get the...
Even psychological tricks. In World War II, British soldiers had to be told, when you're if you've raided the village, right, when you go into a house, do not straighten pictures.
Do not what?
The German soldiers would hide bombs behind pictures and put the pictures wonky because they know a brick can't help but straighten the picture. So the British soldiers had to be trained not to straighten pictures in houses.
I love that. Is that really a thing?
I can't imagine me doing that.
But even things like we were building like false villages on the south coast. So the Germans would fly over and just bomb the plywood.
Yeah, and it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember which way round it is. So one side builds a fake village, the other side works as a fake village. So they dropped a wooden bomb on it. I can't remember which side it was that dropped the bomb, but one of them dropped a wooden bomb on the fake village.
Yeah, no. But to round up the UFO-y bit and all of this, like, I hope it's a lie. That's where I'm going to leave it. I think it's a lie, and I hope it is.
The consequences are too scary if aliens are real.
We were talking about this before you, because Trump's released a second batch of these UFO videos. And they all just look the same.
If it's them videos you've just been playing on the screen, I was like watching out the corner of my eye, and like I
seen one on socials where there was a video of an F-22 and like shooting one down. I was trying to find that, but I can't find it.
All the videos I haven't seen the second batch, but all the videos from the first batch, except for that weird star thing in the sky.
Yeah.
All the rest of it, to me, you can't convince me that's not just a very advanced human aircraft.
Yeah.
It's just moving really fast, or it turns really well, but it's... I can believe that the Americans or the Chinese or the Russians have developed that somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced.
I tell you, they need to hire better cameramen. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them is like watching a school fight on Snapchat. That's what that looks like. Like no one's keeping it straight. It's all out of the shop. Like it's
always grainy.
Yeah.
All the cameras we've got in this world now.
Yeah,
why are they always grainy?
We have like 8 16K cameras out there, mate. And we're watching this in 480p.
I'm not even on the newest iPhone. I can do 8K, 120 frames a second, auto-stabilised.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently UFOs can disable all that when they fly overhead.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And we pay billions in taxes. Well, not us. Americans pay billions in taxes, and they can't even fit a better camera on an aircraft.
All the CCTV, all the Ring doorbells.
Yeah.
We should be flooded with UFO videos with all the cameras that we've put up in the last couple of decades.
Yeah.
Where are they?
It's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is bullshit. The whole thing's bullshit.
Same with ghost videos. As camera use goes up, ghost and UFO videos should be going up as well.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I've got a theory on the ghost thing. And I think we've talked about it before. I think the only people who saw a ghost is the people who wanted to see a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're not interested or have no desire to see one or don't want to see one, you'll never see one.
No.
I do believe there's something there we don't understand, but I think that 99% of sightings is what they call pareidolia, which is where you sort of see faces in things where they aren't.
Yeah.
Like you'll see
the
a pile of
clouds.
rocks in the desert or a cloud and go,
Yeah.
oh, there's like a face, and it's just a cloud. You're just choosing to see that.
It's just at this point now, we've had cameras for 100 years in this country,
Yeah.
in this planet, give or take 100 years in some form or another. How come in 100 years of CCTVs, that run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, how come we've never seen something where we've gone, well, that is 100% a ghost?
Go on
Yeah.
Twitch right now. There's probably 50,000 people streaming on Twitch right now. Not a single ghost in any of those streams.
It's always some fucking orb or some fucking like smoky shadow moving.
Yeah.
Like where's the ghost then? Like it's not really, that's not enough. It's not enough. It could be anything. It could be just a car going past and it reflecting a light.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you the best ones though. Have you seen like the Arab videos on TikTok and that? Like the people like watching the Arabs like ghost hunting.
What do you
No,
mean?
I can imagine it
Have you
already.
not seen it?
What
I'm
do you
gonna have to get
mean?
this up.
Arabs ghost hunting? Hang on. Whoa. So what? They're going to like Middle Eastern countries?
No, it's just them recording like abandoned buildings.
Are they wearing
Speaking
turbans?
Like you don't see them. They're just walking about with a phone. Like you can hear them terrified in the voice.
What sort of an accent
In
do they have?
fairness, that culture are terrified of jinn, which is what they call like bad spirits. I suppose we call it demons in our culture. They're terrified. They think that a lot of illnesses are caused by jinn.
The drink? No, that what, I don't understand.
Jinn. It's
Jinn.
like we would call demons or gremlins. Their
Right.
culture, they have jinn, they're like the bad spirits.
Okay.
And it's a real, they really believe in jinn being responsible for illnesses and things like that. They'll do a lot to keep jinn off their shoulders over there.
Gin. What are we looking for here, Ron?
These are the videos.
Whose voice is this?
This is some fella reacting to it.
So it's just an empty building. There's nothing there, is there?
Never is anything there, mate. Never is.
You'll get a creepy shadow because you're in the dark using a single torch to illuminate it.
So is this going to be just somebody walking around in the dark with a torch, basically?
It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you see your dressing gown hanging in the corner, and for that split second you think someone's
Yeah,
there.
you think
Oh
that.
shit, it's just my dressing gown.
Yeah.
That's all these videos are.
So I think we've debunked this, right? What's going on there? I've
That's
got
a
to
scary video.
watch this one. Let
Only
me see.
fears Allah.
I don't understand why he ran.
Did you see the black character at the end of the corridor?
Yeah.
They're just chasing
That
after
was
it.
it.
They're chasing after it. You wouldn't chase after
Well,
it.
look at them.
That is
I don't know
mental.
why that's funny.
Why are they wearing them clothes? Like, you'd think if they were going like grafting, they'd take the dress
Yeah.
off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I was exploring an old building, I wouldn't be wearing this. I'd be wearing old trackies.
Yeah, put some old
And,
trackies
yeah,
on.
Maybe some goggles to keep the dust out of my eyes or something like
But they're
that.
literally got, like full headdress and everything.
Yeah.
Like running down there in flip. He had flip flops on and all, you know. He had sandals on. What is this? Ting tong stuff.
The door was banging. Like people just run at them. Like there's loads of them there, and there was one like there was a lass stood in a bathroom.
I'd say the scariest one I saw. Do you know what urban exploration is? Where they go and investigate abandoned buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm watching one of those. There's an old cottage, middle of nowhere on a farm, yeah, and it's let's explore this abandoned building. So what we find. So what? It's dusty, it's damp, it's creaky. It's been empty for fucking years. They go upstairs, open the bedroom door. There's only a fucking old lady in bed. She still lives there.
What do you mean?
There's an old, still alive. There's just this old lady living in this.
And it was her house.
They thought it was abandoned.
What,
And she's
like,
just this skin and bone old lady just in bed. There's like, what the fuck are you? This is my house.
What?
For real.
No.
I mean, they
proper
looked
Fight
after
Club.
it. They went, shit, we're going to buy you some food. we're gonna buy you a new heater. Do you know what I mean? But you can't live like this.
Was this in England?
I think it was, yeah.
It sounds like, something the English would do.
And they're like, you can't live like this. I do. This is my house.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Proper Fight Club.
Yeah, they do like a proper abandoned building explore. There's an old lady like just dying in bed upstairs. Mad, isn't it?
We've got mental people in this country, mate.
Oh,
Mental.
yeah, massively. But you know what? We're providing a good service to the masses because just in the last 50 minutes, we've debunked UFOs. We got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
We got to the bottom of ghosts.
Yeah.
So that's debunked.
So solved UFOs, solved ghosts, we've solved time travel.
Yeah.
We've solved experimental military weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing well with it.
We know where the scientists have gone. They've been given an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
And we've told people how you should be voting going forward.
Yeah.
Not on policies.
And how to bang your nurse if you're in a wheelchair.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just and we don't even get paid for this.
No.
We don't get paid for this. This is just a free service we're providing, you know?
Yeah.
But the Antarctic one, I want to...
Oh, yeah, so it's happening in Antarctica. We were there about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we were. I want to...
So I love Antarctica. The whole thing fascinates me. Everything.
The guy to look for, when you look for this one, go on ChatGPT and search for Antarctica conspiracy and then search Admiral Byrd.
Oh, I know him.
You do?
I could probably talk about 7 hours on Antarctica conspiracies.
Okay, let's go.
The entire place is fascinating.
Okay, let's go.
First question, is it an island or is it a wall?
See, you're on the right track. This is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
So
I know the Admiral Byrd story, yeah.
So they think that the world's flat.
Yep.
And there's a big ice thing around the outside, which is Antarctica.
Well, Antarctica is also the highest coastline in the world. As in, this is the highest above sea level. Because it has to hold all the seas in on the flat Earth.
On the flat Earth, of course.
Because if let's say the flat Earth map is real, the coast around the outside wants to be the highest to keep all the water in.
Yes.
So that makes sense if the flat Earth is real.
Like a bathtub.
Yeah.
Keep the water in. Yeah, makes sense. So what they're saying is...
Theoretically, global warming in their head, if thousands of years down the line Antarctica does fully melt, we then lose our water.
Global warming's not happening, so it's all right.
All right, okay.
Plymouth Rock is still on the shoreline hundreds of years later.
Right, yeah, fair enough.
Smart people say it's global cooling that we want to be worried about.
They changed the name. So global warming got unfashionable, so they changed it to climate change.
Yeah.
And that's getting unfashionable. Now they're about to cooling.
Right.
And the next one will be, I don't know, climate evolution or something like that when that money starts running out.
Right.
They just change the name every few years to keep the money coming in.
Oh, basically, this Antarctica shtick, isn't it strange how years and years and years ago, I think it was in the 1950s, all the major powers in the world made an agreement that they wouldn't basically touch Antarctica. They'd leave it, they wouldn't test on it, and these rules were put in place for like, the only time anyone can go is for research purposes.
So a tiny little bit.
Yeah,
tiny little peninsula that sticks out, yeah.
And all these years later, all this chewing, all this beef, 60, 70 years later, people have stuck to it.
It's the only international treaty that even allies don't break.
And the theory is that it's not actually what we think it is, right? There's a few different theories. One is this, that for whatever reason...
That's the hollow Earth, that diagram, yeah.
Right. But the other one is that there's a lot of shit underground in the Antarctic. I've heard that as well.
Yeah, so, because it's literally miles of untouched, miles thick of untouched ice.
Yeah.
So the big question is, what's in the ice? We're always digging holes to try and find dinosaur bones and ancient bacteria.
Yeah.
We know that ice has been miles thick for millennia. There's got to be some fascinating stuff frozen in that ice.
Yeah, we know what's down there. Superman's down there. Said it in the film.
What, is he from Antarctica?
I don't know. He was in some sort of ice cap. I know that.
Was Prometheus under Antarctica as well?
I'm not sure. All I know is Superman was there. Pardon?
Fortress of Solitude.
I don't know. All I remember is watching a Superman film, and he was down in the ice lake.
But the other thing is that Antarctica has pyramids. Who built those pyramids? We're not even able to go and explore them and see what's going on.
Well, I haven't seen these pyramids in Antarctica.
Just little things as well. Like there's a big lake in Antarctica called, I think it's called Rothschild Island.
Right.
Of course it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. Why does Antarctica have an island named after the Rothschilds? It's the little things like, how did you get that?
Right.
Yeah, there's your Antarctica pyramids. Yeah.
There really are pyramids.
Yeah.
Right.
So the theory goes, we live in our Earth. The flat Earth map is on the UN flag's the famous one, but the flat Earth map is seen everywhere in all these different official logos. Antarctica forms so that when you use a compass to point to north, it's pointing to the centre of our Earth.
Okay.
South goes away from the North Pole, and eventually you hit the Antarctica ice wall. What we don't know is what's over the wall, because this international treaty stops. If you were to fly a plane over there, all the international armies would come and stop you. If you started walking over there with your sled dogs, all the international armies would come in and stop you.
Right.
And we don't know why. Like
Yeah.
Top Gear did it. We could go to Arctic and just walk to the North Pole, and no one would stop us. We can't do that in the South. Why not? What's the difference between the two places?
Yeah.
Is one more extreme than the other, weather-wise?
But again, if a man wants to walk in the desert until he dies, why not? Let him.
I mean,
If you told me you want to walk across the Sahara Desert, I'd advise you don't do it. But you're free to. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to really ask you not to do it.
yeah. And the people, you know, there's been people that have worked in Antarctica and stuff, and they've come out and said it's a load of nonsense. I lived there for 2 years, and it was blah 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 doing research. But then it's like, yeah, you only
It's only a tiny bit.
tiny bit of it. You didn't see it all.
When you look at like the official Antarctica map and where they actually live and do the research, it's a
huge.
tiny little
Yeah.
section that they actually. It's like imagine North and South America together, and they live in like the bottom mile of Argentina. They've got nothing to where they're allowed to be.
Is that how big it is? It's
On the
nearly-
official map, it's huge.
It's
Yeah,
nearly as big as Australia.
yeah.
That's really big. Wow. So is it actually land, or is it just ice? Is it actually a country, or is it just a floating block of
Yeah,
ice?
Antarctica's got rock underneath it. Yeah,
Has it?
I think Arctic is just ice, floating ice. Antarctica has land underneath it.
The Arctic's at the top.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Arctic's the North Pole. Antarctica's the South Pole.
Okay, so the Arctic's just ice. The Antarctic is actually a country.
There's ancient maps going back sort of 14th, 15th century where they've accurately got the Antarctic coast if it didn't have ice.
Right.
So we can map out the rock and say the rock ends here and the ice goes here. There's ancient maps from like 1,000 years ago that have the rock coastline accurate, but there's no ice on it according to their maps. Which raises the question, was it always frozen?
I
If
didn't
it
know
wasn't
was a
always
country.
frozen, then the pyramids make sense. Because people could have lived on it before it was frozen.
Well, exactly, yeah. Exactly. But in order for it to be not frozen, wouldn't that make the rest of this planet very hot? Like in comparison?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily cooling the planet down.
Yeah, but
It's not like an AC. You know, it's not air conditioning. It's not.
No.
I think this is where the questions get tricky because we're taught one scientific answer. So does the Arctic not having ice on it affect the rest of the planet? You've really got to break it down and almost go through your steps again logically to think, what if it was a globe Earth, what would it do? If it was a flat Earth, what would it do? What would the differences be if one was true and not the other?
What do you think about it, Rob?
I think I'm open to multiple. I don't know the answer. There's multiple possibilities.
Yeah.
Either it's a globe Earth like we're told, and the conspiracy theories are all wrong. The one I lean towards, just because I'm a Christian, is it's as the Bible describes. You've got a flat Earth, a firmament over the top, separating us from the waters above, and it's the same below us above. Or the third option is you've got the flat Earth with us in the middle, because that's the bit we know, and outside the Antarctica ice wall, there's more land, more ocean, more places. They're the three potential possibilities that I can see. And I honestly couldn't tell you which one it is without doing a lot more research and learning.
Which one did you say the Christian one was?
So the Bible describes the Earth as a flat Earth.
Does it? Well, that's why I want to
Yeah,
stop you.
so-
Stick a pin in that. Is that what the Bible says?
Yeah.
That the world's flat?
When it describes, I think it's literally in Genesis, when it describes what God's making.
Right.
You got the Earth. There's oceans above, us below, and it's the oceans are separated from us by a firmament.
What is a firmament?
the best way to picture it is like an upside down, almost like The Simpsons, when there's that glass dome goes over. It's almost like that. It keeps the waters above from flooding us, which actually makes the flood story. So I 100% believe the Great Flood happened, because every culture around the world has a Great Flood story. Yeah, we've got Noah and the Ark. You go to bloody Cambodia, and their temples have a carving about the Great Flood. You go to the Southern Islands at New Zealand and they tell stories of a Great Flood. I believe the Great Flood happened because every global culture has stories about it. And to me, that model makes sense because the flood waters can come from the firmament above. And when the flood drains, it can just go back to under the earth that we live on.
Hey, one theory could bring you the theory in. What if you said Antarctic was once just land and they were building pyramids? Well, if that was the case, there'd be a lot more water in the world.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's a hell of a lot of ice to melt. Like the sea level would go through the roof and there would be a great flood if all of that melted.
And that's right, but the sea levels only go up if the globe Earth is correct. If one of those two flat Earth descriptions is correct, there's loads of space for that water to go that we wouldn't know about.
No, there is, yeah. Huh.
They could literally be like a sluice gate, like you get out of the canal. And when the flood ended, they opened the sluice gate, the water came out of what we call Earth. Like a lock. And they closed the sluice gate again.
Yeah, it could be.
If that theory is true, that's how they could have got rid of the flood water.
Surely flat Earth's nonsense, right?
Says who? How do you know this? This is the...
Well, they've been to space, haven't they? And like it looks pretty round from up there.
But why is every picture's different?
But like when you get not like the moon, because like the moon, that's a whole conversation in itself where I'm not too sure about. But like I do believe that there is an international space station out there floating around. Yeah. I believe that's real, and that's like quite high up. But that's outside of like where planes are. And when you look down, you can see this fucking big giant fucking sphere, which is the world. That makes me think it's round.
So here's what I've been thinking of. Right, I've got to keep my fingers on the table for this. So I apologise for your camera work later. Yeah. Can I get the right numbers off you? I want to do this properly. I want to know what speed the Earth goes around the sun and what speed the moon goes around the Earth. Because here's where I'm going with this, yeah? Let's say, before Ron gets the numbers, let's say the Earth moves at 100 mile an hour around the sun. Right. And the moon moves at 100 mile an hour around the Earth. When the moon and the Earth are moving in the same direction, the moon's got to be moving at 200 mile an hour. So it's catching up with the Earth at 100 mile an hour more. But then it goes round the Earth, it's got to slow down to keep up with the Earth. So start that again. So let me see if I can follow. So the Earth and the moon move in the same direction, and let's just say 100 to keep the numbers round, yeah?
Earth, moon. Yeah.
Earth's moving 100 mile an hour.
Yeah, round the sun.
The moon at the minute is on this side, so it's going in the same direction.
Yeah.
So it's got to be going 100 mile an hour faster than the Earth in order to be going.
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Well, when it gets to the other side of the Earth, it's got to slow down. Otherwise, it would be going past us at like 300 mile an hour. So how does the moon slow down and speed up so much? And now we've got to extend that to every planet and every moon of every planet and every solar system of every galaxy and every planet.
I'm scared to say that I'm actually following you on this.
So how does all this stuff slow down and speed up so much to keep this system working if this system is real?
And I get, like, does it slow down?
It has to. Because when the moon is around the west of the Earth or the east of the Earth, we still see it as doing the same speed around the Earth. But it can't be, because if it's going to be going faster on one side than the other. Else, from where we're stood, we'd be seeing it fly off.
And has anybody checked that like it does go faster or slower? Like,
from the perspective of the Earth, the moon goes round us at a constant speed.
Yeah,
but it can't be from the perspective of the sun. The moon would have to be speeding up and slowing down to keep up with the Earth as it goes around the Earth.
Would it?
So if you want the numbers,
is it or is it not just like I'm not very brainy, but like everything's got like a gravitational pull. Yeah, the moon's around us because of a gravitational pull.
Think about if you've got an absolutely mental. It'd be hard for you to imagine this, right? You've got an absolutely mental dog, right? Yeah, and you're walking him off the lead, and he's got some weird thing where he always has to be like on that side of you.
Yeah.
So when he runs past that side, as you're out on your jog, he's got to keep up with you jogging. But to come back on that side of you, he can just stand still. He can drop his speed to 0, and he's still going to go around you, and then speed up to overtake you as you're jogging. Then he can stop to 0 again, and you'll overtake him again.
Yeah, so I see what you mean.
So for the moon to keep up with the sun, it's got to be gaining and losing a lot of speed to keep up with the Earth, to keep up with the sun, to keep up with the Milky Way, to keep up with our arm of the universe. How do all these things keep the speed?
I think it changes. I don't think it does. I think it changes. I think it's relevant to what you're circling, basically.
Relative is the right word. Because
Yeah.
from our perspective, the moon never changes speed.
Yeah, and I think to us, it do, I actually think it doesn't.
But-
I think
but-
it just spins around us a normal way, and it's not. The moon don't give a fuck about the sun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The moon and the sun are not
but-
connected,
but
but
if
we
you're-
are connected to the moon.
But if you were stood on the sun watching the Earth, the Earth's moving at a constant speed. The moon has to keep speeding up and slowing down to keep up.
It does.
the Earth.
It does from the sun's perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, going that way, it's going really fast, and going this way.
And that's
it's
what I
going-
mean. So how from you? If you're stood on the sun watching the Earth and the moon, how does the moon speed up and slow down in order to stay around the Earth?
Well, it doesn't because we never see it from the sun. We see it from the
no, but
Earth.
it does exist from the sun.
It just exists.
If the model we're told is correct, in theory, you could stand on the sun and watch it
yeah,
and
but,
see the speed of the moon
but the only
changing.
only perspective we can ever comprehend is where we are, which is on.
But you
the
can
Earth.
imagine. You can use your imagination a little bit. What would this room look like from there?
I
I'd be
see.
looking at the back of your head. I'd be looking at me on the side of my. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine what a different perspective looks like.
I see the concept. I see what you're saying, and yeah, in fact, there I am now. I'm sat on the sun. I can see in the distance. There's the Earth.
Constant speed. Constant speed for the
going
Earth.
around me. But then I can also see this little ball going around it as
Yeah.
we're going around, and I would think to myself, oh well, yeah, when it's coming this way, because it's got some of the push of the Earth, because it's getting on board on that wave. Yeah, it's
But then-
moving faster.
But then it
than
gets
it's-
in. But then it gets in front of the Earth
Yeah,
and slows down.
and so that's what it. That's what it looks like. Well, no, to the sun,
So-
that is what's happening.
You're still in the sun. I don't know how this will, but you can see the moon, but you can't see the Earth. You'd see the moon speeding up and slowing down, and speeding up and slowing down, and speeding up and. And you're like, why is that changing speed like that? How is it changing speed like that?
I don't think it changes speed. I don't think
See,
it
I
does.
think I think for the model that we're told to be true, it has to be changing speed. Otherwise, it wouldn't stay orbiting around the Earth.
Well, I think the Earth
I'm trying to
and
think
the
of
moon
to
do
describe
their
it.
thing.
Okay, you're in a sports car with the roof down, and you've got an idiot kid in the back swinging the swing ball around. When it's swinging forward, it's doing whatever speed he's swinging it plus the 70 mile in your car. When it's swinging backwards, it's doing the 70 mile an hour minus whatever speed he's spinning it at.
But let me explain something. That isn't really what happens, is it? Like, if you're in a car going 70 miles an hour, and there's a kid sat in the back and he's got some bubbles, and he blows them, then bubbles don't go.
No, but I'm talking about a ball on a string and he's spinning over his head.
But yeah,
So when the ball's going forward, it's doing the speed of the ball plus the 70 of your car. When the ball's going backwards, it's doing the 70 of
Now,
your car minus the speed that he's swinging it at.
using that example you've just used, right? From the person stood on the road, like outside of the car, that concept's correct.
Yeah.
Because when he's swinging it forward, it's going at 70 of the car plus the
Let's
rate
say one.
of
Let's
the thing.
say one. He's doing 1 mile an hour
Yeah.
over his head, yeah? So it's doing
And-
71.
Yes. So from the guy stood outside the car, yes. But for the people sat in the car,
It's always
the
doing
same.
1. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So in the Earth, it's always doing the same speed for
but
us.
in this example, we know how that ball's changing speed. It's tied to a string that the kid's pulling.
Yeah. The moon,
The moon
is tied,
isn't tied to
us.
a string,
No, but it's got a gravitational pull.
but it's not physically attached to us.
No.
So how does the moon speed up and slow down so much in order to keep? And it's like when you multiply it out across what we're talking about space, it's the moon going around the Earth, going around the sun, going around the Milky Way, going around our arm of the galaxy, going around our arm of the universe, and that applies to every moon of every planet that we've discovered so far.
It does.
There's a lot of things slowing up and speeding down for what reason?
I just think with all of those, I think the only person that you're related to is the thing that you're circling, basically, I think.
I just think with what I'm saying there, I think the model that makes more sense is for the Earth to be the centre of the universe, like the Bible describes. And everything moves in a constant speed around us.
Everything moving at a constant speed around us, eh? Well, you know, we do have quite a unique planet, don't
So
we?
we don't rotate around the sun rotates around us, and that's what causes the sunrise and the sunset.
Gosh.
In my mind, when I'm trying to picture how these systems would work, That makes more sense to me than the sun being the centre.
It does.
When I'm trying to picture in my mind how these systems would work, that one to me makes more sense than the other one.
What are you saying, Ron? Are you following this?
There's been a lot of moving, and it's. I like that theory that
Do you think
we're
of-
at the middle. And
Do you think of can you visualise an apple and then can you rotate it in your mind's eye? That sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Can you visualise something without it physically being there? If I visualise this system and how it would move around, in my mind's eye, one makes a lot more sense to me.
So if we say this, so got the Earth and say we're spinning, like rotating the sun, orbiting the sun, and then obviously the moon orbits us as we go around it. So in theory, then, is gravity not like a piece of string keeping the moon within our? So that's what I'm saying. So you're talking about that ball in the car.
So this is the big about theoretical science again, right? I do agree, yes, that's how gravity behaves. But where is the string? Although in the famous Insane Clown Posse lyric, magnets, how the fuck do they work, right?
That's what I was just about to say. There's no string there.
We can see how they work. We can see they stick to each other. They repel each other. We see how gravity works. But what we don't know is actually how. I know if I drop that can, it's going to fall down. How? There's nothing attaching it. There's nothing pushing it. But we know it's true. We know it's there. This is where the whole theoretical science thing happens. Is there's definitely something there. What? And that's where your mind has to start wondering and imagine, I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
And sometimes I don't understand is actually the best answer you can give for something as well.
forces are often invisible
Yes.
to us.
But say your wind, right? I can feel the wind. I can push my hand against the wind and know there's something there. I can't push against the gravity that's going to take that can down. It feels like there's nothing there at all.
No. Well,
But
there
I know
isn't.
it is. I'm not arguing that there's not gravity on that can. But where?
You mean what you're saying, Rob, is you want to physically see the gravity?
I want to know what pulls the can down or what pushes the can down. And no one can answer that. Even no scientist. They call it a graviton. And you say, what's a graviton? Well, it's a theoretical particle.
Right.
So you haven't seen one then?
No.
You just made up, it could be a gnome. What's a gnome? It's a theoretical particle that pulls the can down to the table.
I see where you're going. Personally, I'm at one with the planet spinning thing.
Now, here's one that the flat earthers think for gravity. I don't think I believe this one, but here's one argument for it. It's actually density. It
Right.
works exactly the same way as water. You chuck a stone and a stick in a river, and the stone goes to the bottom and the stick goes up because it's different densities. So the stone's more dense than the water, which is more dense than the stick.
Right.
A lot of the flat earth theorists believe that gravity is just densities. The heavy stuff goes down, the light stuff like a helium balloon goes up, just because it's more or less dense.
Well, that sounds about right to me.
Which, compared to how gravity works, actually sounds like it would make more sense.
Isn't that how gravity works? What you've just said?
No, gravity's more like an attractive force. That's how it works in space as well, then you see.
Right.
If you've got two objects of mass, the mass attracts each other,
Right.
but we don't know how. Not really.
So, like, what an example of that would be like the moon sticking to us,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Which then makes sense for the tides, because the gravity of the moon pulls the water towards the moon. As it spins around the earth, that's what causes the tides. Is the oceans it's getting stretched towards the moon with the gravity.
Anyone's head like frazzled,
so much science, mate. I'm lost here.
Smart shit, right?
The density thing is, I agree with that.
Okay.
I think because it makes the more sense, realistically.
But a scientist would tell you
like you're saying,
a scientist would tell you
graviton.
it definitely isn't the density, it's the graviton attracting them to each other.
Yeah, but it's.
I suppose
I'm so
it's the
lost.
same argument as like, what is light? And the scientist will say it's a photon. Yeah, but what the fuck's a photon?
Yeah,
I can see there's a light. There's definitely a light there shining in my eyes. What's hitting my eyes? Is it a particle? Is it a beam? Is it an atom? Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
you
what is
can't
it?
argue it's there, but what the hell is it?
We have names for everything, but we don't have the name for what it actually produces, other than the fact that like light. But we can't say what light is. What.
We can't even measure it.
this
The
is
double
so
slit
confusing.
experiment gives you a different result on whether you're looking at it or not.
Yeah.
We can't even work out if it's a wave or a particle.
Yeah, my head is absolutely frazzled
full
now.
day,
My
isn't
head is absolutely frazzled.
Yeah.
So,
Mate.
did you watch Eurovision?
No.
Let's bring it down the level. Did you watch Eurovision? It was
Yeah,
really
we did
good.
horrible, I think, didn't we? Did we even get a point?
We got 1 point.
No, we did.
We got 0 on the public vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about this. I heard somebody talking about Eurovision. Why don't like all the best singers in the world just sing in Eurovision then?
In fairness, Delta Goodrem was in it this year for Australia, and she came fourth.
As I say, the best singers in the world, they don't seem to do it.
Celine Dion won it for Canada. No, who did she? She represented France, so she's from Canada.
Right.
Celine Dion won it for France 1 year.
But like, wouldn't we just send Adele every year and win? Like, shouldn't we just send
Ed
Adele?
Sheeran, yeah.
and Ed Sheeran and Adele would just win every year. Ed Sheeran just make a new song every year by himself. Him,
Yeah.
with him guitar and his footstool thing, whatever he does.
Yeah.
So like, why doesn't this happen? Why aren't they sending Beyonce? And why isn't Taylor Swift doing it? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So, like,
What's the rule? Do you have to like be like a shit singer
There's
to
got to
be
be
it?
a rule why it's all, I don't want to say amateur singers, but it's all people we've never heard of. There's got to be a reason for that.
Because Celine Dion did it before she was famous, right? Big
I think
famous.
so. I mean, it made ABBA famous, didn't it? And
Yeah.
Cliff Richard, I think he was made famous by Eurovision as
Really?
well. He did congratulations. That was his Eurovision entry.
No way.
would it not technically come down to bias? Because everyone knows that likes the Taylor Swift, Beyonce, everything like that. So other countries might just already
So
favour them
the
anyway.
way it works now, they changed it only a few years ago. You've got the judges vote. So we've got a panel of UK judges, and we go 12 points to them, 10 points to them, 8 points to them. But now they also get the public vote as well, which
Right.
so 50% of the points come from judges, 50% comes from the public. So yeah, the public probably would pick the celebrities,
Yeah.
but you'd hope that the judges could be independent and impartial enough
Yeah.
not to just vote for celebrities.
I think the judges would be impartial. Like
Yeah.
they wouldn't bother with the whole celebrity craze, but the entirety of the public vote, that would be, you would be then, it would be two different competitions. It's who do people favour the most,
Yeah.
and who can perform the best.
But I enjoyed it. This Greece sent a furry cat man to sing their song, which is actually a bit of a banger.
A furry cat man.
Yeah.
Right. I assume you guys watched it, right?
Oh yeah. We were up all night watching it.
Right.
Bulgaria
Oh, yes.
won it, and so there's actually a semi-final to Eurovision. There'll be about 20 countries in it already, and then there's a semi-final to pick the last 5 or so countries. So this Bulgarian entry was nothing. No one knew who she was. No one knew the song. She went to the semi-finals, blew it away. Everyone, shit, she's really good. And she only won the final the next night.
And this is her.
That's her, yeah.
She's won because she's pretty, right?
There's a lot of pretty people in it.
Is there?
Yeah, there was some Eastern European bird crawling around the stage singing Choke Me, Choke Me.
Were there?
I'm not even making that one up. No, there's a lot of sex appeal in Eurovision.
Well, modern world, isn't it? And like furry cat, it's making it about the they and thems, isn't it? As
But
well.
me being a natural troll, at the end it came down to it was going to be Bulgaria or Israel. And I got a grin on my face like, oh, it's going to kick off if Israel win. Come on, Israel.
I know you can't give Israel it, can you? Just with what's going on.
It's like Iran for the World Cup. They asked to not train in America and train in Mexico instead, and they just turned around and went, no.
Surely that's a form of racism. Your football team's not welcome to train in this country where they've got a match.
No, they are welcome to. Iran asked not to
Oh,
train
Iran
in.
asked not to.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the Americans asked them not to.
They appealed to say, can we not train in America? Can we train
sure.
in like Mexico instead?
Surely you've got a right to train where you want.
Well, I
Like,
think
if-
so, but
If you want to fly from, say, Argentina to America every time you got a match,
I
surely
think
you're
like,
allowed
in
to.
terms of all the games as well, they want to do everything in Mexico basically.
Oh, so all the games to be played in Mexico.
Yeah,
Oh,
too.
yeah, the games is
play,
different, yeah.
Everything like just completely.
Yeah, like
remove
not just
themselves
tough
from-
shit.
In terms of training in the hotel, if you want to drive 12 hours every match,
More fool you.
the opponents ain't going to stop you, are they?
No, if anything, you make their day easier because you'd be
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
Have you seen this? The stadium in New York is only a few miles from the city,
Is it?
but you can't walk there. The only bridge over there is an interstate.
Right, okay.
So all the European football fans have said, we'll walk over.
Of course it
So
will.
there's going to be a massive, obviously all the Yanks are saying, you can't walk on that, it's a road. And the Europeans say, we've got roads in Europe and we walk on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a good kick-off there when the fans decide to walk across for the stadium.
How much does it need to happen that America and Iran get through the knockout stages and they play each other in the last 16? How much does that need to happen?
It will never happen. Can you imagine an America-Iran final?
Can you imagine?
Imagine Donald Trump giving medals to Iranian players.
Imagine getting beat by Iranians. That would be even funnier,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Because Iran are pretty good, right? They're not shit.
They're all right.
They're like as good as America, right?
They've got to the World Cup.
Yeah,
They can't be that bad.
Yeah,
They're not that bad.
So, yeah, they're not great though.
No.
They're not great.
No.
They're not going to get through the group stage. Let's
No,
be
they'll
honest.
get grouped. I don't even know what group they're in.
Who are they? Yeah, let's find out. Have they got somebody like? Have they got Canada in the group or something that's nearly American? You know, have they got an English-speaking country in there with them?
New Zealand, Belgium. Yeah, they get grouped.
New Zealand, Belgium, and Egypt. That
Egypt
could
and
kick
Belgium
off.
will-
Egypt and Iran. That could be a kick-off.
Egypt and Belgium will absolutely trounce them. Like
I think Iran and Belgium will go through.
Egypt and Iran could get naughty that much.
Iran have had like realistically had one good player in the last sort of 10 years, and I think it's called like Taremi or something. He used to
he
play
is.
for Porto, Inter Milan. Like
Okay,
these
yeah.
different places. And he-
You'd expect Belgium to walk that group.
yeah. Oh, Belgium. I won't be surprised if Belgium.
Belgium should
my
win all
my guess
three.
would be 3 wins and 1 draw.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to them, I say.
Are the England flags still going to be racist when the World Cup's on?
I don't know. Our flag
Might
still
not
on
be
the-
just
on-
for that.
We're allowed it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 1 week, depends how well we do in the World Cup.
Flags of race. That's so funny. Yeah.
Should we
what
do
are-
some predictions? Who should we pick the groups?
Cool, let's go down the groups and see who we're going to
Right, so Group A: Mexico, South Africa, North Korea, Czech Republic.
South Korea to win that one.
I'm going to go Mexico to win it and South Korea to be runners-up.
I'm going South Korea to win it and South Africa.
If we're doing runners up, I'm going to say South Korea, Mexico then.
Group B: Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina. That one. Qatar and Switzerland.
That's a rough group.
I think
isn't it?
Switzerland will win the group and Bosnia will come second.
I
Yes.
think Switzerland, Bosnia, but there's 4 shit teams there, isn't there?
Yeah. Group C: bad luck for Haiti. That like
Brazil, Scotland.
Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
I think Brazil and Scotland will go through.
I think Brazil, Morocco.
Okay.
Actually, I think Morocco are top, and I think Brazil comes second.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big one.
Big claim
Brazil, the
that.
fucking so bad. USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey.
Quickly points out that name for Turkey pisses me off.
Turkey win the group and USA come second.
They turned to the UN one day and just said, "You want now call us Turkey?" And everyone said, "Okay."
Say Turkey win the group, Australia go through with them.
I think
So
Paraguay.
you'd pick Australia over the USA?
Yeah.
I think Paraguay could be a dark horse in that. You know, the South Americans ain't bad at football.
You're not bad at football,
I
like.
don't know.
I think that could be a tough group for all 4 teams.
I don't know. Miggy Almiron's past his peak now. Like
I'd expect Australia to win, but I think that could be a tough group. That one.
Group A: Germany. I think that's Cape Verde, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador.
Germany, Ecuador.
I mean, how can we even be having this? Like, how can they have that group? That is just not even fair.
I don't know. It's
Like-
like AFCON plus Germany. That's what that is.
Well, there's no debate on who wins the group. And second, I don't know. I think didn't Ivory Coast win the African Cup of Nations? So I'm going to go Ivory Coast second.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that.
yeah,
though.
that's
Didn't
good,
they get
yeah.
like overturned or something?
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
So they're good. They're not bad. Ivory Coast.
Yeah. Germany, Ivory Coast.
Isn't that Drogba and that? Drogba was Ivory Coast,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one.
Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia.
Japan to win.
Really?
And Sweden to come second.
I'd say Netherlands to win. I can't decide out of Japan and Sweden for second.
I'm going Sweden top, Netherlands second. Sweden have
So we'll agree
decent-
that's a tough group then.
Yeah,
See-
Sweden's that group will be like your dark horse group. That whoever comes out of that will probably just do decent.
Like, I obviously, before we crack on, I've given like that example that I think USA are going to win, but like just some small mentions to like, when I said the USA, what I mean is a real dark horse. So potential winners, right? I know you probably think this is mad. I think Turkey are a potential winner.
Really?
I think fucking Sweden or Japan are a potential winner.
Japan are always quiet, but very.
Very organised team.
It's the culture for that part of the world. They're such a regimented, here's your job, and they will do it. If they tell that sweeper, you're sweeping, he is going to sweep. He's.
Mate, you want to have a look at the run of form Japan's
Was
been
it
on.
2002 when the World Cup was in Japan and Korea? And the Japanese were incredible.
The South Koreans got to the semis, didn't they?
Yeah. They never have really big standout players, but I think it's just their culture.
They're just an organised team.
Yeah.
So in Japan's last 9 games, They've lost 1, drew 2, won the rest.
They're the same in the rugby as well. No big players, but every international tournament, they know how to.
Japan are going to shock people.
Yeah.
Play a
this
tactic.
tournament.
They've beat Indonesia. They lost to America, drew with Paraguay, beat Brazil, Ghana, Bolivia, Scotland, and England.
Even in a friendly, Japan beating Brazil is a big deal.
Yeah, they won 3-2 as well.
Telling you, USA, fucking Japan. I'm telling you, they're going to get further than you think. You're going to end up with one of them is going to be in the semi-final. No two ways about it.
Yeah.
You're going to get Japan or
about
USA in the
semis.
semi-final. Mate, do you know how patriotic the USA people are? Do you know, like, this is in their country.
Have you ever seen the videos of UK football fans versus US football fans
I
with
love
the
them.
chants? I love
them.
these videos.
Fight and win.
I believe that we will win.
Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Next
And then-
group.
And then we're singing about shagging children and
Yeah.
barbecuing rats in your council house and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Next group, I'm going to throw a swerve ball in this group. Iran to win the group and Belgium to come second.
Belgium, Egypt for me.
Belgium's the obvious winners, and then I'd probably say Egypt.
I actually think the group will finish that exact way it's lined
Okay.
up there. Oh, never mind. So Curacao was right.
That's a
Cape
fucking
Verde's
joke,
in this
that.
one. Spain, Uruguay.
Yeah, all the way.
Yeah. France, Norway for me on this one. So you've got
Same.
France, Senegal,
I'd go
Iraq.
France, Senegal.
Yeah. I think they've passed their peak a little bit.
I think Senegal, like the Ivory Coast, we kind of almost ignore them because they're African, but they've got
Yeah.
Senegal have always had a decent team.
Very good team. Yeah, they're not bad. But I will go France, Norway, same, yeah. Norway, one of the dark horses that could get far, in my opinion.
Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
Argentina for sure.
I think Austria,
Austria
top.
will win. Yeah, I think Austria will win.
top, and then Argentina
Right.
comes second.
I think so.
Group K, Portugal, DR Congo, Uzbekistan,
Portugal to
Colombia.
win.
Portugal,
group.
Colombia.
Yeah, Portugal, Colombia. Group L.
I think Croatia, England.
I think Croatia, Ghana. I think we get grouped.
Really?
I think we get. Have you seen who we're taking? Jordan Henderson.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go out in the group.
Yeah, Jordan Henderson's there with a speaker and a smile on his face. That's all he's doing. There, mate. He's not playing no games there, man.
No. I mean, of course, that would be a travesty, and it would be unacceptable if that happened. If we didn't go through. But I mean, as you say, like,
I think we're going to have one of the worst World Cup performances people's ever seen.
Yeah.
over
and you know what?
England.
It pissed me off as well because, I said this, like, in my lifetime, the first World Cup I ever watched was the USA in '94.
I remember
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
And you know what? It still to this day was the best spectacle I've ever seen. Because of the grand scale. The Americans just know how to do it, don't they? Like, they just know how to put on pageantry.
Just
and
look
know
at the
how to-
Super Bowl and WrestleMania every year.
Yeah,
They're
man.
incredible shows,
Just,
yeah.
it's just great at putting this sort of shit on, and it was just great. The pictures were beautiful, the stadiums were huge, it was all very colourful and very vibrant. It just
Do you remember
seemed brilliant.
In
And
the opening ceremony, Diana Ross was singing. And as part of her performance, she's going to kick a penalty, and it's going to be so hard, the goal's going to fall apart. Well, she missed.
she missed.
She missed, and the goal still fell apart.
Well, it would be a shame because I would like us to. I'm not stupid. We're probably not going to win it, but I would. Here's the thing, right? Just as a sign out thing. This number one, there's the elephant in the room that we do have a German manager, right? And it doesn't matter how liberal you are, or how inclusive you are, or how they them you are, or whatever you want to call it. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
A German team would never have an English manager.
I had the same opinion when Sven was the manager.
I'm
yeah.
not saying I wish any harm on them. What's happened has happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've all kissed
We
and made
forgive
up.
you for the war.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll just leave it there. It's one of them, like, let's not talk about it. But there is certain rules, isn't there? Which is that the English football team cannot have a German manager.
Well,
So,
I think an international team should be what that country can do. I mean, down to the cleaners and the receptionists. This is the best football team that England can produce.
and the team is very controversial because your Harry Maguires aren't in there and some other key players that probably should have been there. And like you say, some people not naming people that probably shouldn't. What is acceptable and unacceptable? At what point would you say, yeah, he can continue on for us? Where would we need to get into this competition?
The problem is, right, everything you're saying there comes down to one thing. the results.
Yeah.
If England win the World Cup, right, you can say whatever you want to say now.
So that's what I'm asking you. I'm saying, where would we have to win it for you to say, nah, I like him, let's
That's
stay
what you're
with
saying,
him?
yeah.
I would accept semis.
Take us to the semis, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'll take semis.
with the lineup like that, it looks like he's either trying to. It's only going to end up one way. He looks horrible, or
A genius.
or a genius. And
I'm
we're
happy
dumbfounded
with
for how it's
quarters
worked.
if we're not sort of rolled over. If we get to the quarters and it's 7-all and we lose 11-10 on penalties.
Like
do you
you
know
bump,
what I mean?
or you bump
Yeah.
into France in the quarters, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get Germany in the quarterfinals and we lose 1-0. I can take that.
I don't
Yeah.
mind, right? He's one more swerve ball. Even if you got in the last 16, if we lose in the last 16 to the eventual winner, fair
Yeah.
dues, then I'll say, all right,
No,
not acceptable.
I'll take the quarters with the right context.
Semis
Yeah.
are nothing for you, Ron.
semis or not.
Oh, he's
'Cause
gone.
we can't look at that and go, okay, if we lose, it's okay. Because we can't.
It's not okay.
Even if they are defending champions, if it's Argentina, if it's
Just
Spain,
remind me,
France.
between the first round and the quarters, is there another knockout match before that as well?
Between the what?
Between the first round and the
Last
quarters, there's
16.
one more. Just,
Yeah. So
so if we get through the round,
So
and
how-
we beat,
how it'll work
so
is-
if we get through the first round and we beat Germany, and then we lose 1-0 to Spain, I can accept that. Do you know what I mean?
I can accept that.
If we get through the first round and we beat Ivory Coast 1-0 and then lose 2-0 to Panama, right? He's got to go.
He's got to go.
There's a context to it as well.
Yeah.
I also have a feeling he's going to play some of the most horrible, boring football to watch.
The frustrating thing about England, being an England fan, is we've always got those boring tactics to watch.
Yeah.
Just kick it around the back a bit, lads. Just play the possession percentage. Kick it around the back. If you're not sure, give it to the keeper.
And the worst thing is as well, we have players who are used to a system like that. All these Arsenal
Yeah.
boys coming in and coming to play where they play so defensively, thrive on set pieces, have no absolute attacking threat. Realistically, it's all they know. It's all they've done all season. You've got other teams who, they are a bit more attacking, but England is probably one of the most defensive, tactically based games when it comes to football, because every game you've got three at the back, fullbacks running up and down the wing. Fullbacks turn into like a 10 basically on attacks. It's daft. It's not football. It's numbers. It's statistics. It's
XGs.
that's what it is. As some people like to say, it's utter woke nonsense.
Well, look, just to round up again, we've also sussed Antarctica now as well.
You're welcome.
UFOs sussed, World Cup sussed.
Yep. Discombobulators. We've sussed them.
Discombobulators sussed, moons,
Missing
spinning,
scientists.
gravities, scientists. We've been rolling for an hour and a half, give or take, right, Ron?
Yeah. Just
In an
over.
hour and a half, we have helped the planet there.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, we have literally fixed about 6 or 7 different, concerns.
They with a capital T, I don't know who they are, but they with a capital T should
Yeah.
hire us.
They should. So if you are listening, drop us a message.
Don't drop us a message. Just drop us a question. We'll answer it.
Yeah, drop us a question.
I'd rather a message than just being taken. I'd rather have a chance to tell people I was going for a new job.
Yeah. Please don't take us. Please don't take us.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, thank you, everybody. That's the end of the show. Thank you for coming, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for talking to people like us. That's been the end of the show. We will see you next time.